Good morning. Let's get this bread. Bird I saw in a flooded field my train went past. Couldn't get a photo, so here's a sketch. Never seen anything like it. Northwest England. Like a mallard, but really big and fat. Green head, brown stripe on the front, and brown tail. It's a fat fuck. Shelduck?
No, this was facing the other way.
That's Shelduck.
Bingo! I just blew up the world 5 seconds ago. Ask me anything.
Demonic men.
Started journaling.
Epic rap battles of history. Coco the Gorilla versus Curious George. Begin. I'm a superstar. Everyone knows Mr. Curious. Your stupid fucking face making me furious. Me, you, mom, me, fuck, mom, you, mom, I fuck your mom, tits, mom, fuck.
I was in a rap battle. I just started screaming, shut up, 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 when it was my turn.
Just fucked up an apple. Horse. Fuck you.
OMG, that's so fucking cool. Someone from the science side of Tumblr needs to come along and tell me what's going on here.
The bubble is freezing, you fucking idiot.
Thank you, science side of Tumblr.
Bruh. My canned tuna.
Hey, flip the house upside down.
Can you take my white ass to Funky Town? Nope. Torture City again. Come on. Look, man, I get it. I get the idea of coasters. I'm not a fucking moron. You don't want to damage your nice table you spent money on. I'm just saying, what is the table in the first place if not a coaster for the floor? I'm just saying, where does it end? Weed gummy should cost 50 cents and be sold out of vending machines at corner stores.
Hi, yes, question. What about children?
I'm sure the kids can scrounge up 50 cents.
Moment of unspeakable beauty today, when one of my co-workers called another co-worker Judas for not splitting a can of White Monster with her. And I got to watch the guy who sits next to me open a new Google tab, type in Judas, and say quietly to himself,
French Thursday?
It's sad reading like 14th century Christian theologians who spent an inordinate amount of time writing, okay, there are exactly 3,892 demons, and these are their names, and these are their powers. Man, you would have loved Dragon Ball Z. Too bad Sun Tzu ain't got a chapter for when the enemy is yourself. Has anyone figured out how to be a real person yet?
just me, and I'm not selling.
What the fuck? Come on! Come on!
Every time a man acts gallantly or otherwise like a sir, he is awarded with #gentleman points, which can be redeemed for any number of knickknacks like pipe tobacco or top hats or similar gubbins. I myself am saving up for the .45 revolver. #tally-ho.
Can I just log in?
I ordered 2XL. Why is this so tight?
Oh my god.
Stop freezing your body like you've got a spare one in the closet.
Deep fried cigarette.
Horrible urine/blood opening? Urine and blood and roses? I'm getting a strong, unpleasant barnyard scent from this as well. Truly awful. Unwearable, especially in public.
The co-worker who hates perfume called me stinky.
You've walked into a barn filled with wet hay, and something bad must have happened because the farmhands are pouring sour roses everywhere to cover it up. Creepy. Oh no, they've lit it all on fire and they're throwing patchouli on it to make it worse. Getting me out of here. Bull's blood by imaginary authors.
It opens with a dried urine smell mixed with something akin to cast iron. I assume that this is what's supposed to give off the blood vibe. It gradually calms down into the note of photorealistic petting zoo goat as the patchouli and musk melds with the earthy rose and the tobacco. Unpleasant but transfixing and oddly comforting. I've never considered a full bottle of something repugnant before. So this has got some boots on it!
I was surprised from the very first seconds on how this smells. I've got immediately kind of a puke smell. Unfortunately, I applied it after the gym from a sample. Going to work and couldn't wash it off my chest and t-shirt, only from my wrist. So I've got whiffs during the day. This still smelled like puke, maybe some urine as well. I mean, it's really gross. I couldn't stand myself and caused me a bit of nausea. No one told me anything at work, but they usually don't, so I don't know how bad and how far I stunk. Bad experience, wouldn't want to repeat it. Easily the worst I've tried all these years until now. 0 out of 10. Tried to airdrop this pic of Big Chungus to my girlfriend while waiting in the cafe and accidentally sent it to the iPad they use as a register, and it fucked up a whole transaction and stressed out multiple employees, and I'm typing this tweet to avoid having to make eye contact.
Got fired via a text from my boss, who I've never digitally communicated with because it was an unknown number sending a mysterious link with no context. Turned out to be security camera footage of me taking one can of cheap beer. I assumed it was spam, and my immediate response was, "Ah, yeah, suck my funky cock." Wait, who is this?
They're cutting the thread I'm hanging on by tomorrow.
Born to be a hater, but forced to understand where you're coming from.
It's not an issue for me. I can see where you're coming from, but I can also see that you're an idiot for coming from there. I'm eating this Russian chocolate and it made a rattling noise when I shook it, and there's a horse magnet inside.
Russian Kinder Surprise. That looks like it's made out of coal.
It tasted like coal.
You ate a vase.
Honestly, at this point, me eating a small vase is the least of my problems. In Russia, sometimes when their horse dies, they cremate it and make a vase out of the ashes. Thus the coal taste and picture inside. He ate dead horse ashes and mistook it for chocolate.
I'll kick that Kirby to the curb.
I was expecting a battle of wits, but you appear to be unarmed.
Your mom sucked me good and hard through my jorts.
I have not bought this, but I felt it was really important for people to know that when me and my friend were trying this perfume on paper, it smelled exactly like a movie theater carpet that had popcorn on it. That's exactly what this smells like. I'm not sure if it rests on the skin differently, but this was so funny to us that it gave us such a clear picture of a movie theater. If an evil blackberry or a poisonous blackberry had a scent, this would be it.
Wanna know exactly what this smells like? If you want a dog and they sleep under the blankets for a while and their feet produces that Frito smell, and you get a waft of it when you take the blanket off them. This is that smell. Although I love that smell on my dog because I love my dog like a child, I do not want to walk around smelling like my dog's sleepy feet. Hard pass.
But I thought you loved your dog. It smells like blending up carrots in a food processor.
This shit is so ass. Short kings, do not step outside right now. I just saw a hawk flying around.
If an ant hits you going 100 million miles per hour, would you die or would it not matter? No, because nothing really matters in this world. Everything matters, this is all we have.
Serious answer. I ran some quick math below the cut and found out that this ant would impact about 10 times the amount of energy as an impact by a 45 kilogram howitzer round, or 1,000 times the energy yield of a typical hand grenade. Ordinarily, I would expect something like an ant to disintegrate on impact at high speeds, but there's simply so much energy in that ant that it would have nowhere else to go but forward. Even if it completely exploded on impact without penetrating, you would definitely die and definitely need a closed casket funeral. If it simply went straight through without meaningful disintegration, carrying the majority of its energy away with it. With this being a hypersonic projectile, actually it's a relativistic one, it still would definitely shred at least a grapefruit-sized hole in you just from cavitation damage. Given the ridiculous speed, it would also create a significant amount of heat and a concussive sonic shockwave as it did so, definitely killing you instantly and probably turning you into charred ground beef. TLDR, yes, you would be super mega dead. Oh, but the ant is so small, I can take it. That's true, I didn't think of that. Barramen? Art. Did Michelangelo get his posts flagged when he sculpted those guys like that? No, he got a turtle named after him.
Got a job rejection. Saw the company post the same job again, so I applied again. I decide when we're done.
The only two ways I can categorize height is if I see something tall, I go, whoa, big boy man. If I see something short, I go, ha, baby man. I don't know what to blame for this. Anyway, want to hear about the times ghosts have touched my ass?
Here's your order.
Cute date idea. You just kill me and put me out of my misery.
Ain't no way I said pumpkin cream cold brew to the cute barista at my local Starbucks.
No, because one time in a boba place, my dad wanted his tea without boba, so he said no bobies.
Once at McDonald's, they asked me what I wanted as my drink, and I said ranch. They asked again, and I said ranch again. Once asked a customer if they'd like sweet and sour sauce with their coffee. They asked me to repeat myself, so I said it again.
Once I was trying to say, don't be afraid to come back, and I said, don't come back, be afraid.
It's okay, one time I was handing out a large iced chai, and all I could get out was lice, in a wobbly voice. I wanted to cry.
I asked the waitress at an Italian restaurant for spaghetti and beef balls, and she repeated it back to me. Skull emoji.
I had to call in about X-ray results and got nervous, so just asked for my bones.
People should be buried vertically. Hear me out. Think of all the space we would save. I'm talking about doubling, possibly tripling the amount of dead people room in cemeteries. If capitalism is what sells you, think of the environment. And for Christians, when the rapture comes, you're already in missile silo mode to bust out of there. For months, I've been thinking to myself, food is high-key yummy, a phrase which not only means nothing, but is also stupid as fuck.
Sad. They gave tissue boxes plastic labia folds, but no clitoris.
I'm begging everyone to get their flu shots.
An orchestra of 120 players takes 40 minutes to play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. How long would it take for 60 players to play the symphony? Let P be the number of players, and T the time of playing.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
4,800 players, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony speedrun. It's not even music anymore, it's just a shockwave that kills you instantly. My first day at the gym. I've seen everyone bring drinks, so I brought my strawberry milk. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
3 years ago, a cute guy I worked with wanted to give me a fist bump. I thought he was pretending to hold an invisible microphone, so I leaned forward and said, hello.
Since bourbon doesn't grow on trees, here's a tree made of bourbon barrel.
Comments locked.
Am I doing it right? Or is it the plan?
Syngonium interrogation room.
Who do you work for? Like it's been crucified. Everything reminds me of him.
BDSM.
People who say friends up, I assume, are just sad and lonely.
No, they're probably just joking. Like, most people who say gorilla hunt or sneed hunt are
Who the fuck says any of that? Is there a gas leak in your house? Hey Dave, give me one of your most controversial opinions. Earth is only 3 feet in diameter. Oh my fucking god, I'm having to tell myself right now that you said that just to fuck with me, cause oh my fucking god. Earth is only 3 feet in diameter, but we don't realize it because we're real small. Dave, we define how big a foot is. We know how big we are in feet because we literally defined what feet are. Well, we were wrong. I'm dating an astrophysicist.
Click my Tumblr link now.
Not right now! Blueberries are fucked! It's so fucked! Remake reminded me how good Hole is. The band, the grunge band with front woman Courtney Love, the band!
Does it hurt? Not at all. So no need for me to kiss it better. It hurts so much. I was confused, you see.
I never had godlike powers over the nature of animals. I'd just make crabs smarter, like on par with crows or something. You'll walk out onto the pier at night and see a group of crabs working together to drag an unconscious man into the water. You can't help him now he's gone.
Very endearing text from my brother today asking me for a list of everything I have ever been interested in so he can find an appropriate Christmas gift for me. Yo, can you give me a list of everything you're into? Include sciences you're interested in too. Sciences included. Why? Jesus about to be born, bro.
ChatGPT now linked to way more deaths than the caffeinated lemonade that Panera pulled off the market in disgrace.
Interesting that everyone is suggesting limiting ChatGPT instead of simply making a deadlier lemonade so it can compete.
One time I greeted a customer by saying, "Hey Google, it was a bad day."
It's okay, I charged someone $100 for a scoop of ice cream once, and all he said was, "That's a bit expensive."
A customer was complimenting my earrings, and I responded with, "Aw, I love you too." She never came back. When I worked at Starbucks drive-thru and said, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's," even though I never worked at McDonald's.
The guy at the cafe I work at said his name was Sergio, and I put Banjo. Woke up in a cold sweat that night when I finally realised.
One time I accidentally asked a customer if they wanted to help fight kids with cancer instead of helping them fight cancer when asking for donations.
I had someone named Garrett come in, and he left with Garrett written on his latte. And I greeted the table saying my name was Linda. My name is Aradia, not even close.
I once spelt blue as blue, and had to go, "Sorry, that's not how you spell blue."
One time, a guy said to me, "Jeff" with a G, and I wrote, "Jeff."
Me working at Subway, a customer tells me what cheese they want, and I respond immediately with, "And what kind of cheese?"
I answered the phone, took their name and address, and I said, "Is that all?" Before they even ordered anything.
I realised we forgot to put cold foam on this guy's drink and reached into his car and just went, "Gimme it."
A customer pulled up to the window, and I said, "Good morning." It was quite literally 9 p.m.
One time, a girl ordered a coffee with 2 sugars, and I looked her in the eye and said, "No sugars?"
I answered the phone at work one time and said, "Are you finding everything okay?" Instead of, "Hi, how can I help you?"
I worked at a Pizza Hut, and when I answered the phone one time, instead of saying "Hello Pizza Hut," I said "Hello barbecue meat lovers."
Doing a thing in class with a partner. I wrote down his name is James. He goes, "Oh no, it's Lewis." I go, "Right, sorry," and then write James again.
I handed a customer their food while the phone was ringing in my back pocket, and looked them in the eyes and said, "This is Riska speaking."
Drive-through barista asked me if I wanted a receipt. I stared at her blankly without answering, tried to drive away, and drove straight into the wall. Customer asked for brown bread, and I didn't hear them, so I said, "You're having sourdough," but forgot to ask it as a question, and she just said, "Okay."
One time I answered the phone at my job by saying January, February, March. I'm so sorry, I don't know why I did that. How can I help you? They hung up.
One time the phone was ringing, but for some reason I hit the intercom button and said, "Hello?" across the entire store.
I'm turning evil.
Ow.
I just am. Stay out of women's business.
I'm surrounded by people who are annoying and stupid, and also people who are much smarter and so more hardworking than me, and basically, I'm gonna die.
5-year plan. 2022 to 2024. Fuck it. We ball. 2025. Fully develop brain. 2026. If still insane, kill self. If normal, start podcast.
What's this bone from? Reset the counter, guys.
0 days without human remains.
You cannot detend well in combat.
You don't know me! You don't know my life!
I just ordered these green pens. What am I in for?
Non-stick for a couple weeks, then it turns into an enamel pan.
Are enamel pens good?
I will only answer if you provide me with a lust-provoking image!
Did you know that if something is too scary to deal with, you can just avoid it?
Ad blockers are not allowed on YouTube. It looks like you may be using an ad blocker. Ads allow YouTube to be used by billions worldwide. You can go ad-free with YouTube Premium, and creators can still get paid from your subscription.
It didn't work before, and it won't work again, suckers.
What the fuck is in Estonia, you fucking weirdo freak?
I think it's that shit that makes you grow tits. Nobody's paying attention to me, so I'm gonna microwave forks and knives.
Oh my god,
Holy
Holy
fuck,
fucking
I love
shit,
microwaves! Fuck!
They teach you the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. But in a pinch, you can apply the silver rule. Be kinda selfish because you've earned it. Or even the bronze rule. Manipulate others purely for your own benefit.
There's also the stone rule. Just start hitting people.
Yeah, that's about right.
Nobody likes a complainer, but they're needed for a functioning society. You know how humanity gets compared to frogs in boiling water and everything is getting bad so gradually we won't even notice? Not if I'm around.
I think truckers realise that they're the dentists of the highways.
Explain.
They both fuck twinks at gas stations.
Explain. Could you be any more annoying? Lol.
Easily.
Everyone needs 3 hobbies. 1 to give you carpal tunnel, 1 to leave you sore and bruised, and 1 for your distant relatives to insist you monetize.
Jerking off, falling down the stairs, fixing the Wi-Fi.
You are so full of yourself.
If you fucked with yourself even 10% as much as I fuck with myself, that wouldn't bother you the way it does. Work on that. And also, if you fuck yourself with starts talking about my emotional state with 2 degrees of abstraction instead of 7, and the sniper across the street who I pay to keep me in line fires a warning shot through my little hearing.
Wait, can someone explain what this means to me? I really want to know.
If I'm candid about how I feel, I will die like John F. Kennedy.
Nope, no wizard sex here.
Then what's the fucking point, then?
Gun air had. What are your last words?
Rogo Gadget Bulletproof Head.
Party games. Naked kill. Get naked and kill people. Break each other's legs. Self-explanatory. Some dude was spamming a class group me with memes, and he got kicked, only to come back with a vengeance. Hello again! I have collected screenshots of each instance in this GroupMe of copying and sharing the answers to the e-quizzes. If I am removed from this chat again, I will be anonymously forwarding this information to the Student Conduct and Academic Integrity in the Office of the Dean of Students. All I ask is that I can post 1 meme per day. The ball is in your court, and I am a professional NBA player.
Behold my blackberry bars with lemon glaze.
Brown beef with cum.
Doesn't it look like a kaiju fight? Like on the left, you can kind of see the horns and like the head of
Yeah, I
a
can see
Godzilla
Godzilla.
type monster.
I can see
What we're
Godzilla.
learning
My,
here...
my immediate thought, funny enough, was Agron.
My thought here is this is a Rorschach test made out of lemon glaze / cum.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
Lemon cum.
That seems deeply unhealthy.
I've been working on my summer bod. It the same as my regular body, but this time with popsicles in it.
I don't care if I get 0 likes on my posts. You guys are gonna see what I have to say.
You ever have cry and scream yourself awake level nightmares that are immediately the stupidest premise imaginable the moment you actually wake up.
The last time I wailed, "Help, please, help me, how?" loud enough to have the whole house come running, it was because I was having a nightmare that I was in my laundry room, and out of the corner of my eye, I witnessed a Snoopy stuffed animal slowly rise up on two legs, as if being manipulated by a ghost or perhaps made animate by a possessing spirit, and slowly start to dance the Macarena.
I can't stop thinking about this.
Hey, Macarena.
I'm moving and found a black machete under my bed. Is this yours?
Who is this?
Aqueous?
Bro, I ain't even talked to you in 6 years, and this is how you get in touch.
Well, you're the only person I can think of that might leave a machete at my house.
Wait, is it a kabar?
Hold on, I'll look. Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's mine. How have you not looked under your bed in 6 years?
I feel like that's really not the most important question here. Shunned from the weed circle at a party after asking for a quick honk of that bobo.
Absolutely no stoner alive would shun you for that. I'd be like, yeah, brother, this bobo's on fire waiting for the honk of the century. You look like the man for the job.
Peace and love on planet Earth.
Would this stress out the shrimp?
Me getting silly in the pussy, if I'm being honest.
Did you lie? I am so angry. In Horsey Game, I found a wild, legless horse, cloned it repeatedly, and mass sold the clones to all my rival ranches to pollute their gene pools. And when my plan finally reached fruition, when at last I came into a race where every opponent had no legs, my stupid fucking horse fell over! Soy sauce, McDonald, sweat, spices, garlic, onion. That's the spelling you have on your clothes after mom cooks. Horrible. -10 out of 10.
This is hampered by having the most extreme and extraordinary top note of burning beef burgers. Smells similar to a fast food hamburger that's been left in a hot car. There's the beleaguered meat patty with bits of onion, a couple of pickle slices, and maybe ketchup. I had to smile at others' mention of onion, garlic, pickle juice, and dead meat. Poor hamburger persists for about half an hour on my skin before finally drifting away, thank goodness.
To my nose, I smell the candy red hots with a tiny bit of BO. I know it sounds weird, but it's not bad. It's not sweet, it's cinnamony. Don't blind by this, try first, if possible. On dry down, I still get the red hots, but lighter.
Do try if you wonder how deepest, darkest hell might smell. I could not take it. I will not revisit. I like my freedom too much.
Burnt cinnamon.
Who the fuck uses Reddit on mobile?
Almost 4 times as many users than desktop users, about 6 billion.
6 billion? You sure you got your numbers right there?
No.
Tony Hawk's Moving Castle. I can't remember the name of it. Fuck. Howl? Ow! Ow.
Fascinating. Who is this?
Bird guy.
Thank you for that very specific answer. Do you have another name?
No.
Interesting.
Check out this fucked up horse. Horse identification for real friends, s'mores.
Crazy identification. Hashtag horse, hashtag item.
How did you identify it, though? The fact that you could tell what the beef was reminds me of those scenes in media where a mother sees some kind of unrecognizable monster and sees the eyes of their child.
How in the hell did you identify that?
Genuinely, how did you identify that?
So, fun fact about the skinned for real pony. I got the ID wrong, but only because s'mores and butterscotch's next are semi-fixed in position, and I didn't think to Google if the image I had of butterscotch was mirrored. The skinned horse is butterscotch, not s'mores. But all of that's besides the point. The reason I'm making this post is that y'all need to know that they skinned Butterscotch to turn her into a flamethrower. Force mask, but it's whatever the hell this is.
Masculinity blast, torque male libido, testosterone frequency that turns you into an aroused young stallion.
Come on, stop saying horse mask. Come on now.
Who thought it was even remotely okay to put this here?
The point of it is that it's a trap. It's to prevent you from just holding right.
Me standing outside your house with a bat is also a trap. It's to prevent you from walking forward.
Fuck my beverageless drink cell life.
People don't say I'm thirsty anymore, they say this.
I think they should make a fighting game where all the characters are from the public domain.
What's this? It's the Great Gatsby with a steel chair! What's the most ridiculous reason for which you've been dumped? She thought I killed her horse, wasn't actually her horse, with voodoo. It hung itself because I was jealous. It was a horse. How does a horse hang itself? Someone put it in the stable with its harness on, harness got caught, horse panicked, fell and damaged its neck.
I love horses, but they are suicide machines. Whoever coined the phrase, healthy as a horse, had to been being ironic, because horses keel over and die or kill themselves because you looked at them funny, or a moth farted in Mexico, or Mercury was in retrograde.
From what I can tell, a horse's natural defense mechanism at the first sign of danger is to immediately break all of its legs.
Schrodinger's horse has like an 80% chance of being dead. Day one of trying not to think about fucking that old man. Relapsed. 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 Some of my music, if it sends. That's a fucking orange. Okay, let's retry.
I ordered 1 pound of green beans. I received 1 green bean. This is honestly the most hilarious thing. The entertainment value of seeing 1 sad, lonely green bean in a large produce bag more than makes up for the lack of remaining green beans. Note, on the website, green beans are added by the pound, even though my order contained 1 pound of green beans. My receipt shows I was only charged for 0.01 pounds of green beans, presumably the weight of exactly 1 green bean, for a total of 2 cents. So I paid a very fair price for my single green bean. I have remaining questions. Who filled this order? Was the pound unit absent, or did they really think a customer wanting a click-list employee to painstakingly pick out a single green bean for them? What kind of sociopath would order 1 green bean? Did you consider calling the police on that person? Honestly, I don't expect answers to all of these, but they are honest questions that I have. My dad is a Kroger manager and sent me this, repost without personal info.
They thought 1 LB stood for 1 little bean.
Why highly? I'm sorry, I missed at the bottom. Why highly satisfied? Ease. Rules. 1. Movies decided every Friday night around 8 PM EST, except for tie breaks decided Saturday 4 PM EST. 2. Person who suggests movie has to be able to make it. 3. Clifford, 1994, cannot be suggested. 4. In case of a 5-way tie at the end of the voting period, Clifford, 1994, will automatically be chosen. Our service weekly movie voting rules. War has changed. Critical alert. If we actually end in a 10-way tie, we will have to watch Clifford 1994 twice in some form. A poll will be conducted over what form that will take simultaneously back-to-back, etc. If you do not wish for Clifford, then you must prevent a 5 or 10-way tie from occurring. If you do wish for Clifford, you must ensure it. Godspeed, soldiers.
Feeling scared? Oh, okay. I would like to do something some other way occasionally. Like at least once for a change.
Women are the scariest and meanest they've been in quite some time.
Yay!
Went through my bag trying to figure out why it's been so heavy all year, and you're telling me I had chains in there?
How the hell do you even have this problem, bruh?
Some guy during lunch handed me chains and I just put them in my bag and forgot they existed.
Average daily conundrum?
Curious to hear your suggestions for the worst possible pasta shape. Assume that pasta needs to be made of sheets or strands or of dough with enough surface area relative to thickness so that they can be cooked. I was going to suggest fettuccine, but twisted with the ends connected to form a Mobius strip, and then I realized that would fuck like hell.
Bullshit, and it's the size of an entire bowl. But it's got holes punched in it like a colander. You need to put it in your bowl like some fucked up liner and then put sauce in it. Can't even use it like a bowl.
I did not expect to get such a strong contender so early.
Taproot-esque pasta? One big strand of noodle with tiny little angel hairs coming off of it?
Some sort of enclosed shape like conchigli, but the opening is shaped like a valve, so that it lets the pasta water in, but not out, so when you bite into it, you get a mouthful of scalding hot pasta water. A couple of challengers emerge.
Picture bow tie pasta. Pinch thick middle part and flat edges. Add frozen noodle that's like a long strand of bow ties connected by the thick middle part with a simple strand like a spaghetti. Something like that, where there's no way you're getting uniform doneness throughout the noodle and can't easily twirl or hold its own weight. Flat sheets of pasta bubble wrap. The bubbles have tiny holes so that they all fill with water as you cook it.
Big sphere, like bowling ball size, that is all empty in the middle. You buy it as a giant ball and it flattens out while boiling.
Pasta that's built like an underwater cable. It has multiple different thicknesses of pasta in the middle, surrounded by a larger pasta matrix. Bonus points if the inner pasta are tubes, so you have to cook it by pumping hot water into it like a multi-tubed hose. Any sauce/cheese/topping that's liquid enough can be pumped in the individual tubes afterward. Served on a long rectangular plate, and use off chunks like a thick sausage to serve it to individuals. I like the idea of a sheet of lasagna noodle, but with tiny little angel hair spaghetti plugged into it vertically, so it's like a hair mat or a toupee.
Smooth spheres outside, lots of squiggles inside, like an enclosed mitochondrion minimal sauce outside, shit ton of squiggly naked pasta inside, probably impossible to get it all one texture too.
You are all fucking madmen.
The edible task of doing the dishes. Sisyphean!
My sister is doing pet play with women on Roblox, and I don't have the heart to tell her it's probably a kink for the others involved.
Is it not a kink for her?
No, I can't emphasize enough that she's totally clueless about anything that could be weird about it. She just thinks it's funny. I had to sit there with a straight face as she told me about how she made this girl eat off of a plate on the ground in Roblox and sleep in a dog bed in Roblox whenever she misbehaved and go, "Oh haha, that's so funny," and pretend like everything's normal. Maybe. How old is she? She's in college. She isn't like a child.
She's looking for another dog?
No! A musket for home defense, since that's what the Founding Fathers intended. 4 ruffians break into my house. The devil? As I grab my powdered wig and Kentucky rifle, blow a golf ball-sized hole through the first man, who's dead on the spot. Draw my pistol on the second man, miss him entirely because it's smoothbore and nails the neighbour's dog. I have to resort to the cannon mounted at the top of the stairs loaded with grape shot. Tally-ho, lads! The grape shot shreds 2 men in the blast. The sound and extra shrapnel set off car alarms. Fix bayonet and charge the last terrified rapscallion. He bleeds out waiting on the police to arrive since triangular bayonet wounds are impossible to stitch up. Just as the Founding Fathers intended.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you very much like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading Homestuck every Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone, and we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again depending on your time zone. Yeah, this was quite a bit of fun. If you want to see more like it, again, hit like, hit subscribe. Maybe we'll do something like this at some point, again at some point, maybe we won't, we'll see. It's all up in the air. And if you like the quotes themselves, you can find more of them over on More Incorrect HS Quotes on Tumblr. Link for that in the description, so you can just jump over there, find some more. The latest quote that I took for this was like 2 weeks ago. Was it 3? I don't know. Rough estimate, a while. You can also follow me on Tumblr as well, conveniently enough. I post things there sometimes. Not super often, if I'm honest, but if I do, it's usually a reblog of some fan art or something I'm posting for our Writing Homestuck series. You can also send me asks, send me DMs, send me whatsoever you choose. YouTube does sometimes eat your comments, which is very frustrating for all involved. So if you want to send me something and YouTube says you cannot, send it to me over on Tumblr and I'll actually be able to see it. You can also follow June on Tumblr and on Instagram. She was one of the voices in this video, one of the three that wasn't me. She does stuff over there. Maybe there's going to be some new stuff on Instagram from a con, maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But still, you can check her out in those places. You can also follow Arthur on Twitch. Arthur was another of the voices in this video. You know what? I'm not going to even say who everyone voiced. If you want to fucking know, watch our Reading Homestuck series. It's the same voices, same people, generally. But yes, you can follow Arthur on Twitch. He does stuff there on occasion. Unfortunately for you guys, he will have just streamed before this went up back on the Wednesday evening. And I don't know when his next stream is. So, keep you posted in other stuff, I guess. But with that, we'll see you in the next video. Later!